When one of the meteorologists sees something like that, that's when they issue a warning. And they can specifically cite certain towns or counties where the tornado is going to be. So to answer your question, a warning is much more dire and it's much more specific than a watch. Yes?
What is a typhoon then? I've heard a lot about those.
A typhoon?
Yeah.
Typhoon? A typhoon is a hurricane except it's in the Pacific Ocean. So it's the same thing except, but it's not, I've never chased a hurricane or a typhoon before. That's just, I don't think it's that much fun. Sitting in rain and wind. Yeah.
Why is it that people say that tornadoes are most likely not possible to hit Chicago?
Do they say that? Yeah. Well, they're wrong. Chicago is just as likely to get hit as any other place in the Midwest. I mean, you do have Lake Michigan right nearby, and a lot of times you'll get a sea breeze off of Lake Michigan, which can at times knock down the thunderstorms just a little bit. So maybe the thunderstorms are a little bit more intense back away from the lake, and as they get closer to those cool waters and an east wind comes off the water, it can sort of neutralize the thunderstorm a little bit. But most of the time that doesn't really help. So Chicago is just as vulnerable as any other big city in the Midwest like Des Moines or Kansas City or St. Louis. Anybody else?
Maybe an obvious question, but with global warming, greenhouse effect, do you forecast increasing numbers of tornadoes and hurricanes?
No, not greater numbers. There's a little bit of evidence to suggest that a warmer climate would produce stronger hurricanes, but I don't think they necessarily would have much of a correlation to the number of tornadoes.
When you chase storms, what specific kind of information do you learn from each chase? Like, what are some of the things you look for in every chase as opposed to just one?
The question is, what do I look for specifically in each chase, and what do I learn differently from each chase? Well, the answer is every storm is different, obviously. What we're trying to do is not necessarily take data or anything like that from the storm. That's really left up to the universities who do the research. We're sort of more in the, the thrill seeker part of things. So we're out there to sort of take pictures, to get video, to get an idea of how the overall storm will work. And I've been surprised many times by storms. The most dangerous part is sort of deciding where you want to place yourself. And I think that's the most critical part of storm chasing. A lot of people who don't know what they're doing will get on the wrong side of the storm. And if you get into one of those areas with a lot of hail, you can get your equipment damaged, your car can just be totally wrecked. So, and storms are always evolving. So it might look like a good spot to watch a storm from 1 minute. Turns out it's a really bad spot the next minute. So we're always moving, we're always sort of evolving on how we position ourselves. And there's a lot of other chasers out there in the field, so we sort of talk and communicate and get ideas on where things are going to develop. I think the most important thing is sort of positioning yourself early and ahead of the game so you can sort of be where you want to be and get the best shots you can before anybody else does. Yes?
So you're doing the chasing more as a kind of a form of entertainment and fun, as opposed to the universities who are doing it for scientific purposes. Yours is like you take a week off of work and go do this on your own.
Exactly. Yeah, I do it more for the entertainment value than anything. I have worked with universities before doing it, and I know a lot of the guys who do research with it. I mean, remember from Twister when they had Dorothy and they sort of let all those balls up into the tornado? There's actually similar projects like that going on now. Not nearly as risky as what they were doing in the movie, but sort of along those lines. So we good? I think we're all set? Okay, like I said, I'll be upstairs if you guys would like to talk to me more or talk to Danielle more about broadcast meteorology. And thank you for coming and thanks for the presentation.
Nice round of applause for Daniel Leonard.